That music should be familiar to regular listeners as our first look theme music. And I wanted to kick off 2021 with a look at probably one of the most impressive SUVs I have driven lately. And I would, well, let me be totally honest, probably in the last few years. And that's the all-new Kia Sorento. And the reason why I'm saying that is with the pandemic, things have been done a little differently. And what Kia's done, and some other manufacturers too, is instead of inviting journalists to a remote area of some fancy place to spend a couple of days driving their vehicles, they're bringing vehicles to the house for 2 days. 2 days to drive, 2 days. Kia likes to do things in twos. Earlier this year was their brand new K5, which was amazing. Late this summer, I got their SX and their SX Xline, or I think it was their GT line for the car. In the case of the Sorento, same thing happened lately, except it was their SX Prestige and their SX Prestige X line. And these are really trim differences, and I'll get into that in a moment. But one thing I've been saying for the last 20 years about Kia doesn't evolve, they leapfrog. When they come out with something new, it leapfrogs where they've been. It's not just a simple evolution. It's almost like they reinvent whatever model it is that they're selling. And they jump forward so far that you can't even compare them. You can't compare last year's Sorento to the new 2021. I think would be unfair. It's that much of an advancement. I mean, it's luxurious. It's very upscale. It runs well. I was just blown away. I mean, if I was to use words to describe it, 4 words: sophisticated, comfortable, fluid, and responsive. And again, it's a leapfrog with the all-new Sorento. Accommodations are upmarket and first rate. You get a wonderfully elevated outward view of the road with world-class displays, controls, and switchgear. Now, if you go to the Xline takes all this luxury and actually kicks it up a notch. And I'm trying to think of how I could best describe it. Kind of call it backwoods techno. Kind of like in a Subaru sort of, advanced way where it's upscale, kind of like Ford's Eddie Bauer was back in the day. Just taking that whole backwoods off-road thing to a whole nother place. And one thing I want to emphasize here at this point too, the Kia Sorento, along with the Kia Telluride and the K5 are all built in their Georgia assembly plant. This vehicle is made in America, y'all. Down home, made in America. I wanted that to be really plain. I mean, I was just so blown away. My only major regret is that I didn't have them for a week. Hence, This is why this is just a little taste, because there was so much going on with both of these. I couldn't even begin to discuss it. But one thing that I did want to point out, upscale luxury has a price. And while I certainly don't beef with, these are low 40s.
Yeah.
But
I see the lowest 30 right here without any option, without anything.
But the two that I drove were like 42 and 43,000.
Okay.
But here's the kicker. You can buy the full-size Telluride within $2,000 to $3,000 more. And while these are awesome, the Telluride is awesome to the nth power.
I was going to ask you about that because they're talking about the Telluride here, like where it's slotting in between. And they're also did we talk about the Sportage? I felt like we touched on the Sportage a little bit.
We haven't in a while because the Sportage is one size below that.
Yep.
And I mean, Sorento is not a new name. It's a completely refreshed, updated version of the Sorento. Sorento's been part of the Kia stable for a while. So it's not a new nameplate, unlike the Telluride that was. But what they did is they reimagined and reinvented. And what Kia likes to do is it's almost as if they've studied the industry, they've studied the competitors, and they've taken the best easily of a little bit of this and a little bit of that and combined it with maybe some of their own rendition of it and presented it. And they seem to always do well. They're going to sell all of these they can build.
Yeah.
No question. My only question is, at the price point that the upscaled end of these will be, will they bite into the low end of Telluride sales, or is it a completely different demographic that never the twain shall meet?
What about this hybrid model? Did you drive a hybrid?
No, I didn't get a chance to do that.
Maybe, right?
I'm wondering, and I didn't get a chance to read, but I'm wondering if they're going to make an actual performance model of this thing.
The 3-row SUV also has a diverse section of powertrains, including a 281 horsepower turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and a hybrid model that will deliver 39 miles per gallon in the city.
Yeah, I'd like to get the chance to drive that, but what I'd really like to do is if they're going to make, just like they did for the K5, the K5 had a GT line, which is sporty looking, and then had a GT, which had the goods.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to follow the kind of trend that a lot of the automakers are making a performance version of their SUVs. The Dodge did with the Durango SRT, which again, I say, nobody has a right to go that fast in an SUV.
That was awesome.
I mean, but honestly, Porsche actually created that genre of the performance SUV.
Yeah.
And there's a number of automakers that have gone down that road. And while it's a niche, I mean, it's a niche.
Yeah.
You know, it's not mainstream, but oh my goodness, they're so fun.
Good time to plug the Instagram page where you'll see photos of all of these vehicles with a little comment on them. High quality Ken photos, including the Dodge Durango most recently. And, you know, I've got pictures of these. I was going to ask if you did.
I absolutely do.
I was just going to steal them online and post a picture of them.
No need to do that. We've got our own, inside and out.
Cool.
So, you know, you'll get the Ken treatment of the Kia Sorento. And for the record, I did both the SX Prestige and the Xline SX Prestige. And you got to see the interiors to understand that, you get into that you take sophistication up like 2 notches with that Xline. I mean, I loved the Prestige, but the Xline takes it even further. And it's not that much more money. I think between the two, it was only like $1,000.
Yeah, well, that's interesting with the comparison to the Telluride fully decked out being only $1,000 or $2 more, because I really like the Telluride.
The Telluride's an amazing ride. But again, not surprising from Kia, because that's where Kia is.
Yeah.
Kia doesn't just evolve, they excel. When they come out with something new, it's noteworthy. And these Sorentos, noteworthy. If you're looking for a compact SUV, and I'm hoping to do a full review, and if Kia's listening, I'd like either one of these for like an entire week so I can do it right and do it justice. But if you're looking for something, you got to put the 2021 Kia Sorento on your shopping list. If you don't, you're cheating yourself. Bluntly, you just are. And then if I get a chance to drive this hybrid, a turbocharged hybrid, how much fun will that be? Go fast and save gasoline at the same time. That's just completely awesome.
That's what you like to see.